All right. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to start your own YouTube channel. I had gotten a request on my Instagram page by Sherry_Luna, and she was saying she just wondered what kind of camera I use because she wanted to start her own YouTube channel, and I was giving her some advice. And I told her, you know what, I'll go ahead and do a video. And of course, if you guys have any more questions, definitely go ahead and make sure to leave them in the comment box below. Basically, I want to say the first thing you're going to need to do to start a YouTube channel is to just start. It's that simple. Stop making excuses. Stop putting it off. Stop trying to plan and schedule it. I know that sounds crazy, right? You think you'll want to schedule everything? I'll tell you this now. Every time I plan something, for some reason, something else comes up. You find an excuse to do that other thing or a reason to do that other thing. And what I've learned is just easier to just start. Start where you are. Start with what you have. Clearly, you're going to need some minimum things. First off, you're definitely going to need a camera. With that being said, you need something to record with. You can actually, even if you don't have a camera, you can, if you have an iPhone, if you're one of those fortunate people, you can honestly, you could get a tripod for your iPhone and record in this way. Don't record vertically, record horizontally, because that's going to allow you to have that wide screen versus you just have a portion of the screen where you're recording, and which doesn't make sense. You need to have it be full screen like people are watching it on YouTube. So definitely getting one of these little thingamabobs. I'm sure you can get it for cheaper. If you need to get something taller, you can also get a tripod that's taller, because you're gonna have to sit this on a book or something for it to really sit up. You see there's some other ones here. You can easily go on my favorite place that I love going to find stuff, which is Amazon. I got hooked on Amazon in 2013 when I was pregnant and like couldn't do nada. And well, I could do stuff, but it was just easier. You know, you just don't want to waste your energy. So here we go. 50-inch aluminum. This is very lightweight, by the way. I had one. These things are super lightweight, so yeah, it's perfect for a cell phone. No, it's not perfect for a regular camera. It is gonna tilt it over because this thing is flimsy. It's a thin piece of thin aluminum. So, but like I said, it's perfect because you can hike it up. So you can work with your camera. If you have, you know, a good camera phone, I would say go with that. But if you want to definitely step your game up, I would say, you know, try looking for a camera, a digital camera that is, it at least has 380p and it records in 24 frames per second. You're probably saying, why 24 frames per second? Or why 1080p? Well, first off, 1080p is recording HD. I mean, minimum, I would say go with, you know, what is it, 720 or 780, whatever it is. Clearly, I don't know it. But minimum, I'll say have a camera that records in that. Because that's probably the minimum you have on any video that's on YouTube. And this is what I'm talking about over here in case you're, let's go ahead and pause that. So when you come over here to HD settings, yeah, 720p. So that's the lowest quality in recording quality you want to go for, or if that's what your camera has. Okay, but the highest clearly is right here, which is These are still HD, both of them, but this definitely gives off a better resolution. It gives off more detail, and that's the 1080p. So that's what you're looking for when you're looking for a camera. And let's see what digital camera. And I know for a fact, the Canon T5i, it definitely records in that. The Nikon, well, that's just 24 megapixels. That's also the resolution. But as long as it records in at least 16 megapixels, I think you're good. And definitely these settings. Definitely nothing lower than 16 megapixels. Don't even waste your time. Nikons are definitely very excellent cameras. The one I had before was a Nikon L. The first one I had I was recording with. That was where's the quality so you guys can see? It's kind of funny when I kind of look at what I was doing before. Let's see here. And it wasn't bad. It wasn't. This is the quality of the video, which is not bad. I'm learning, you know. Hey, keep it moving. All right, so let's keep it moving. This was the Nikon. Let's go back over here. This was the Nikon. What's that? Well, let's see what they have here first. Definitely, like I said, don't do this. Don't do no 12.1. But if that's what you got, roll with it. Don't beat yourself up, all right? Nikons are great cameras for photography. You ask anyone, they'll tell you. Here it is. And I'm sure you can probably find one way, way cheaper. This one even has built-in Wi-Fi. I wish I had this one. But you know what? I'm happy with what I got. It's pretty nice. But definitely you want something that has a flip screen. Does this one flip? Let's see what it has. You don't want something like this. The reason why is because this camera is only ideal if someone else is recording behind the camera and checking it. You're not behind the camera, you're in front of it. So you need a screen that actually flips either all the way up or flips out like this one here by the Canon, what is it, the T5i. Like I said, just do your research so you can figure out what works for you. Let's see here. Does it show example? No, it doesn't. Let's see if we can find it here. The Canon T5i. Here you go. All right. The reason you want it to flip out, like I said, once again, you need a monitor you can view yourself. The convenience of the Canon T5i is at least you can hook this up to, you can hook it up to a computer and use your laptop or whatever, your desktop as a monitor. So that's a huge plus. They also have a lot of phone apps so you can actually look at yourself recording and use it as a remote and all kind of other wonderful, wonderful things that you can do with that. I would just, you know, look into your camera and make sure that you can hook it up to a computer so you can use your laptop or your desktop as the monitor. But if they don't have those things, you can also get what's called an audio cord. And with my Nikon, the L820, I could actually hook it up. I could hook it up to my television and I could use that as a monitor and watch myself. And that's the same thing I've done with my Olympus OM VE-M5 camera. Because it doesn't hook up to a laptop. See, I didn't do enough research. But lesson learned. I didn't know what I was getting myself into. But I can hook it up still to my monitor, which is excellent. It comes with rechargeable batteries. I have 3 of them, so I have a backup. I'm not waiting for one to charge up before I do recordings. Another thing you can also purchase for a lot of these cameras is a DC cord, which allows you to bypass this whole battery incident and record straight through. Because nothing like recording and your battery goes dead and you don't have any replacement batteries. That's not the business. You don't want to be dealing with that. It's very, very discouraging and annoying. So I would definitely start there. So a good camera that records in 1080p, at least 24 frames per second, because 24 frames per second is what they record in for movie theaters, for movies that you see in the movie theaters. So that's definitely something that you want. You want to create this cinema, you know, the cinema type feel with your YouTube channel videos. That's what you want to go for. All right. The next thing is going to be lighting. There's an easy free way around this, which is recording in daylight if you have the luxury of doing that. With me, I have to record during the daylight until I change, you know, my lighting source and get something that is gives off more daylight, of a daylight light source. And when I say daylight light source, this is what I'm referring to. Let me go over here to the real quick. In daylight light source, the temperature is 5000 K. Oops. Let's see, light. Let's just say ring light. That's the most popular thing right now. But if you bother to get a ring light, you need to make sure it gives off this temperature right here. Otherwise, it's just pretty much defeating the purpose, because you're not going to get enough light on you. It's going to be really, really dim. I'll definitely say if you're going to get this, I probably wouldn't go over bulb. You can. I'm not telling you not to. I'll probably go with LED lights because one, they'll use less light source, so your light bill won't be ridiculous. Two, it gives off less freaking heat. And if you're doing makeup, the last thing you want to do is to be sweating underneath some light bulbs. Trust me, I've gone through it already. Sweating underneath the light bulbs because one bulb is like turning the room into a little oven, and nobody has time for that. So that's something to consider. When you're looking for this, this is the temperature you need to look for because that is what regular daylight sunlight gives off. You won't be giving off any kind of yellowish tones. You'll be giving off pure white light, no cool tones, which gives off a blue undertone. You're going straight white. So look for that when you're looking for your light source if you're not going to record under sunlight, which is free. All right. Another thing, let's see here that I just ran into this article and I thought it was funny. It's talking about, yes, there's a formula to success. And he's talking about how, some people, they really think, if I quit my job and I start this, I should be successful in 3 to 6 months. Please stop playing with yourself. He says here, starting a business or any project is about hustling, surviving the grind. Surviving should be highlighted or in bold, and committing so hard that no matter what happens, you don't give up. And pretty much that's what it is like if you own your own business, because times are not always going to be good. It is going to be difficult. You are going to go through ups and downs. There's another beautiful picture here about the grind. Now, there was a chart here that they were showing. I thought this was kind of funny. It talks about returns. This is what you're going to get out of your efforts, and this is the effort, the length of the effort you're going to put in. And what's funny is this naive curve. I thought it was funny because a lot of people really think if I just get started, it's going to, shoot up. Maybe for some people, yes. Maybe for some people, what they're doing is so freaking ingenious that when people see it, they cling to it. And of course, I'm sure they're doing the hard work. Let's not leave that part out, that they're putting themselves out there. They're producing the videos or they're producing the content or the images, and they're being consistent. Because no matter how much of a good idea you have, if you're not consistent with it and putting stuff out there, it's just not going to work. And I love how they put this here, which is a good quitting point, and then it falls right back down into the dip, and it starts to come back again, and you want to quit. It's a bad quitting point, which is because you put in all this effort. That makes sense, and then you start to take off if it ever takes off. So I thought that was pretty cool. This is a pretty cool article. Definitely something worth checking out. It's kind of funny. But moving on, I don't want to slow this process down. So besides having a YouTube channel, the other thing I feel like you also need is outlets to get it out there. Avoiding Facebook or Twitter just because you don't think people are really on there, I wouldn't suggest that. And I would like to show you guys why. Let's go to my back end. All right. This is the traffic source. Just want to show you guys mostly where it comes from. So one, it comes from YouTube searches, which is based off of your titles of your videos. That's going to help you. Step one. Suggested videos. Suggested videos, as everyone knows, is what comes up after a similar video after what you just watched. So if you're watching something on YouTube, a similar video is going to pop up right after. So that's the second largest portion here, which is actually almost at half, because this was actually more than that over a week ago. So this is actually taken over, which is YouTube advertisement and external browser feature, and the other one is other. So it tells you where all your watch time is coming from. So if you click on external, just want to show you guys real quick. It tells you where your source is coming from. Google search, unknown, Google, Google Plus, I love using that to post all my articles on. They have communities. We'll get to that point in a second. Safari app, my blog, surprise, YouTube, Bing, Facebook. What? Facebook? Really? Who's on there? Yahoo search, Quiro, that's another, or however they pronounce it, that's another site to post your stuff. And oh, look, Tumblr. See all the different sources that it comes from. Because I have videos posted at other places, like on my other website, on this website here. So it just kind of tells you where it's coming from, so it kind of lets you know, okay, my efforts are working because these are seeing it. Clearly, the most is Google search. And of course, with Google search, your YouTube videos will show up in Google feed because YouTube is a part of Google. All right, so this pretty much just tells you, shows you where the source is coming from. Clearly, this is the highest ranking one, which is Google search. And of course, YouTube videos, if you didn't know, if you actually type it in Google, they'll actually pop up in Google's feed. Like for example, I just pulled up one on iMovie. And what pops up? iMovie for beginners, YouTube. So just so you know, the title of your movie really, really matters when you're posting them. Besides your YouTube videos, of course, what's going to matter, as everybody already knows, what draws people a lot to your videos are going to be your covers. Let's go to View Channel. Okay, and these are the covers here. I have a blog post. I have a blog. Let me say that. My blog is with blogger.com. Let's go to blogger.com here. And here you can get to a free blog. It even comes with a free URL, but the URL is their version, which will be whatever your name is, .blogspot.com. So if you don't want .blogspot.com to show up, then you're going to need to consider getting something else, like going to GoDaddy and purchasing one. Here it shows you your stats for the day, like how many views you've had, where it's coming from. You can go to, you can change your template. You can look at your stats if you want to. It will show you what videos, have the most views, and it can be per that day, the year, month, all that great stuff. And you can add pages. Post is where all the fun stuff happens, where you come and you just create a new post. There are videos on that. I have a whole blog post dedicated to that. And this is my blog, and if you come to it and just go ahead and scroll all the way down on the right sidebar, scroll all the way down, come to the top 10 most popular, and go ahead and click on how to start your own beauty, fashion, lifestyle, motivational blog. And pretty much here I've outlined how to create a blog, because some people are fortunate. They're fortunate enough to start a blog, put in the effort, because I think some people think that all of a sudden people become, popular or really good and have large followers because they're doing nothing. And trust me, they're doing something. They're taking the pictures, they're making sure they're taking good quality pictures, they're posting stuff and being frequent with it. And then of course using hashtags and using all these other things to help you along the way. But one other way to do it is to also have a blog as well, and Blogger is what offers that free blog. And in here I outline different things that you can do to get jump started. This is links to some free templates. I tell you how to create your images, like the ones we were just discussing, how to create these. You can do them via PicMonkey, which you can click there and it'll take you there, or you can do it via Pixlr. Click on that, and that allows you to create these different layouts, whether it's 2 or it's 3 across or on the top. This one allows you to create one image. So say for example, let's go here. Like this one whole image, you can actually create that on PicMonkey, but I actually made this in Illustrator. So yeah, I didn't really want to go that route with trying to make that This was just a screenshot I took from the video when I was creating it. This is also a screenshot, and I just uploaded it on PicMonkey and added hearts. This I made on Pixlr with the 3 images because I like using their layout. It's pretty easy to use. You can find a lot of YouTube videos on that online. Now let's continue going down. I even show you how to add on your own, this feature right here on the side. I show you how to add that on so people can share, and also adding the ones where people can follow. And you will actually see that on the very top over here. This one right here for people to go to your social medias. Yeah, that one. So you definitely want to make sure you sign up for that. It's free. This is a free source, so you definitely want that. If you want to create your own custom URL, I even have the video link to how to link your URL to Blogger. What else? I give some other helpful hints on there as well. But yeah, so if you're in doubt on how to get started on a blog and you feel like this is a lot, this is a very in-depth tutorial here, or just, a quick walkthrough showing you how to start that, because you need avenues to share your YouTube. Some people don't, because if you crack in that effort and you keep doing it, I say go for it. But I want to make sure I put in as much effort as possible in sharing this as many places. Another place I share my content and would definitely be Pinterest. I share it on Tumblr. I share it on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is another really good one. You can share it on Publish a Post. So once you create an account, you can share Publish a Post here and add your articles. And whomever you are friends with on LinkedIn, they all get messages via email notifying them of your new blog post you just shared, because it's not an update status like Facebook. Facebook update status, when people see it, they see it, you know what I mean? And they're scrolling through. But with this, they actually get sent to their email. So you get more views on your videos or more traffic into your blog, which is what I would definitely encourage. Medium is another good one. Medium.com, the one we were on at first. I also have an account with them as well. You can easily import stories. I import my stuff here, and yeah, any other additional way to find more people to view my content, because I put a lot of work into this, so the same images I use for the videos are the same images I use for all my blog posts as well. So they serve multiple purposes. And I also share a lot of those images on my Instagram as well. Like, see, I'm using it there. See, that's from another video. I posted it there. So I'm not gonna make this hard. That's from another vlog video. I am gonna make this serve multiple purposes. Oh, then it's gonna come down to video editing, the fun part. Yeah. First off, I would say watch some of your favorite YouTubers, see how their flow, their editing goes. And I think the more you start doing the editing and the more you watch more videos, you're going to realize what you want your style to be, what you want to incorporate, and what people are used to seeing. But iMovie is an inexpensive way to go if you own a Mac, or if you own, I guess, some kind of iPad or something like that. That you can edit with. Even if you have Windows, I'm sure there's tools for it. I would just look up a movie maker with Windows. But for Mac, I definitely say go iMovie. This is one of the easiest ways you can create movies. It's super simple. There's a whole bunch of videos, tutorials on it, on how to use it. But I don't use I don't use iMovie. I actually use Final Cut Pro 10. And you can look it up, you can purchase it for yourself. There's loads of videos, once again, on YouTube showing you how to easily use it. It is very user-friendly. If you can use iMovie and you master that, you'll be a G. So I would definitely recommend that, because you need something to edit your videos with to make it appealing. So from finding the right camera, the right light source, having something to edit with, Next thing is going to be your background. Let's talk about that real quick, people. Once again, we're back to Amazon. You can come here and look for photography backdrops. And I'm going to recommend a few to you guys. First off, you always have the cloth one, but the problem with the cloth one is you need space to, well, it doesn't matter. You're always going to need space to do this whole rigmarole. But the problem with the cloth one is you need to make sure that it doesn't have wrinkles in it. So that means you're going to have to steam it, press it, whatever you need to do if you want to go the cloth route. You can go the vinyl routes. Where the vinyl, it's heavier, so you need to make sure that definitely your poles are very, very well structured. Probably it's going to be more pricey because you need to go to hold up the vinyl. And it's going to need to stay somewhere stationary where it's never going to leave, pretty much. And you can do the same thing with the cloth as well. Another one I would say is to do the backdrop pop-ups. I think they're called pop-ups. I like the way those look. I'm going to have to test one of those out. Basically, it's these right here. They take up less space. They don't have wrinkles and I do have a actual pop-up reflector, which are these right here. There's definitely no wrinkles in them whatsoever. So I would recommend this because these are pretty big. What's the size on this? It's 5 feet by 6.5 feet. So you can hook them up to the pole. They'll be in your background. You can either have a smooth white or a smooth black background. Just know that with black, you really need a lot of light because black will absorb the lights versus white, the light will bounce off and create more light in the room and where you're recording in. So just something a little FYI. So that's not including the pole. This is just a backdrop only. You can clip these onto the poles for it to stand up on or whatever you're going to clip it onto. Let's see what else. And you can use these type of clamps. Use something heavy duty. And you see the cool thing is they have come in other colors, like this gray one. I don't know how I feel about these. I think it makes me remind me of the 70s. You have green screen here and a blue one just in case you wear a green shirt. You can still have the opposites. So these are cool to have if you want to put in your own, animated or whatever color background. There's a gray one. That one's nice. Yeah, I would probably think about that one. But another option, so you guys know, is also paper. And these are pretty dope because once you're done with it, you can tear it off. If it, doesn't work for you anymore, you can always rip it and keep it moving. Here's some other backgrounds here. Oh, these are so cute. They sound like wood. Oh my gosh. So that's one option. Let's not get distracted. There's another option here, the paper backdrops. See, once again, you need the stand, you need the clamps to clamp them on the side to keep them down. And probably, if you clamp them down the side, you won't need something to weigh the paper down here because you just clamp it all along the edge. But they come in various different colors, not just these colors. They come in green, they come in, neon greens, yellow, pink. The list, here you go. List goes on and on. So you could switch up your background as often as you want to. This is 23 inch by 53 inches, which that's not actually very wide. I would try to find something a little bit wider. But you see all the colors it comes in, that gives you more versatility. With lighting, here's another great. Matter of fact, let's talk about lighting source in case you guys don't want a ring light. I would say this is a dope light source to have. Let's see what you call softbox. That's what it is. Now, if you want to have a professional studio look, this is what you need to go for. These are going to be on the side. This is going to be at the top, and that's going to cast out all shadows. You won't need a ring light for this. I don't feel like you would, unless you really want to make your whole entire background super white. But this is pretty much a setup like this would be perfect. Have the white background, the black background. You definitely need to make sure your light bulbs, once again, are 5,500K daylight temperature. You can always buy the whole unit and just switch out the bulbs and buy your own bulbs. So that's something to consider. But this is a perfect setup for just creating that full-on studio. All right, a good example of this 3-point lighting system is this image here. It kind of just shows you how it pretty much makes everything look like it's an all-white background. But if you notice how wrinkly all of this is, it just, if you have enough light, it'll actually remove that whole look, especially on white, because the light bounces off the white and it really acts as a reflector. So that's something to keep in mind. Another light option would be something like this, where it shows you different light temperatures, which is the 3000K, the 5000K, and the 7000K, which just shows you the different views here, all depending on what you're going for. I don't have this model, so I can't tell you for sure, hey, it works perfect, but it's definitely something to consider, especially for the price point. It has a pretty excellent price point. But just because you have light in one area doesn't mean it's going to fill up the light behind you, over the top, or behind your head to separate you from the background. There's a lot of things that's involved in lighting, but of course, if you're starting your beauty channel, the initial thing you need is light in front of you. So like I said, if you have the luxury of going to record during daytime and daylight hours, you know, hey, I would go for that. Okay, it works just as perfectly. Okay. And here are some ideas as well on light bulbs in case you decide, hey, you want to purchase, the 3-point lighting system, one of these soft boxes. You definitely want to make sure that you're purchasing a light bulb that gives off a good amount of light. And like I said, this is the light temperature that it gives off. There's no point in mixing light sources. You're going to have a terrible video result. Your editing is going to suck, because half your face is going to be yellow and half your other face is going to be white. Don't do it. Don't mix light temperatures. Keep them all the same. Okay? And I think I pretty much just covered the basics when it just comes to, being consistent, like I said before. Just starting, man. Don't make excuses. Just start. Write down your ideas of what kind of videos you want your titles to be for each video. I wouldn't write no script. I wouldn't write down all of that. To me, it's just too much. It's not going to come natural. And it's going to teach you how to say everything it is you need to say right on point and get comfortable with speaking in front of the camera, aka talking to yourself. But yeah, and getting a good, decent camera, especially if you're planning on purchasing one. You don't have to buy something expensive. Like I said, look for those features on the camera. The lighting source, I already explained to you about the temperature, so that's one whole episode you're going to avoid. And definitely, if you're going to go for the recording, I definitely say go for the soft boxes. Do not go for the umbrellas, because it's going to give off way too much light source. And if you don't have the cameras, the light source far enough away from you, that's definitely going to create a severe highlight. And you don't want that look. I wouldn't say go for these. Yeah, don't waste your time. Just go ahead and just get a soft box. I mean, you can, but I feel like the soft box will be the better route to go. You can even do something like this as long as it comes with the soft cover on it, because at least the umbrella is completely trapped in there. All the light source is coming straight out from that, and it's not escaping. I guess that's my issue with the umbrella. It's not to say it's not good, but if you're going for that type, I definitely say you need a soft box, period. And of course, go with something that has more of a silver lining, not the gold, because once again, the temperature that you're giving off is pure daylight. It's not going to be gold light. This is not sunsets. That's not the light you're going for. Definitely have a blog and social medias. All the social medias possible to share your content on, because it's not like you're going to go and keep copying and pasting. These blogs make it easy for you to share your content via these buttons here, or you can add on some from here, which is you just click on the plus. This is also in the blog post that I was telling you guys about. You can select Pinterest, Facebook, Pinterest. You start typing up, it's going to show up. I think the only one that might not be on here is Instagram, because Instagram, you literally have to do that through your cell phone. So that's not even an alternative. And of course, the editing apps with, using like the Final Cut Pro, Movie Maker for Windows, iMovie. Those are just the basics to get started. And definitely making sure you make really nice covers to put on your blog and to put on your videos as well. Anyway, I hope you found this useful. If you have any questions, definitely make sure to post them in the comment box below. If I can answer them, I'll be more than glad to do so. I know I didn't cover everything. This is just a basic how to get started, because the last thing you want to do is be overwhelmed with stuff. Because for me in the beginning, it was like when you start doing information overload, and it's like like it can seem very overwhelming. But if you just start somewhere, you can start working on everything else. You know what I mean? Like even down to your logos, you can create an easy word logo via using PicMonkey. You don't have to have a background. There's so many like easy stuff out there to really give you an online image, and you just have to just do the work. So anyway, thank you for watching this video. If you'd like to see more videos like this, like I said, definitely leave that in the comment box below. Leave, what it is you're interested in me creating. And make sure to like and subscribe to this channel. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.